How's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome to another Gundam card game video here on Red Zone Rogue. Today we are featuring what is probably the most popular deck in the game right now, one of the most powerful decks, one of the easiest to play as well. We have Blue-Green Londo Bell featuring my favorite mobile suit of all time, the new Gundam. This deck, like I said, is very, very good. It's extremely, I'd say it's on the easier side to play and everything like that. So if you've seen a list like this, hey, I don't blame you. I think almost everyone has. My version runs a couple differences, but it's mostly the same. But I wanted to feature this for folks who really haven't seen the deck. And it was also a nice pairing with my previous deck tech talking about Neo Zeon, and that one was really heavily, with Char, and Char's counterattack is one of my favorite Gundam things just ever. So having the Char's counterattack Char and the Char's counterattack Amuro Ray back to back just makes a lot of sense. So I want to give a big shout out to our Gundam card game sponsor, Fantastic Realms. There's a link in the description down below of all of our Gundam videos. They're awesome, and I couldn't do a lot of this content without them. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into our overlay and talk about the Green Londo Bell deck. I hope you like Amuro Ray. Let's do it. All right, let's get started. And of course, before we do, big shout out to another one of our sponsors, myself, redzonerogue.com. If you like these playmats, these are custom Red Zone Rogue playmats over at redzonerogue.com, featuring our original cast of characters with art by anime, mecha, and TCG industry artists. No AI art now, no AI art ever. I'm just gonna keep saying that every time I shout it out because I think it's really important. So yeah, if you'd like to support the channel, get some beautiful artwork, go check it out, redzonerogue.com. All right, let's get started. As always, I kind of like to show off what we're doing with our EX base and EX resources. So we have the new Gundam EX base here, and then for the EX resources, I actually have a couple that I pulled aside here. Some of them are from the what do you call it? The Gundam Assemble thing. The Gundam Assemble extra sets, and then we also have some other promos. But we do need more than one. We'll need some EX resources for this particular deck, and then we have a full set of Hathaway and Sea Gundam resources. I would like to get some Amuro or some other ones for this deck, but we're using the Hathaway ones, and hey, Hathaway. He's in Char's counterattack. Okay, he might be like a kid, but he's there. All right, let's talk about the deck. So, as always, I like to break this down in terms of pilot piles, and for this deck, well, we got Amuro Ray, and we got Amuro Ray. Those are the pilots. All right, so let's talk about it. I like to talk about in terms of pilot piles because you kind of build your deck around your pilot, and here it's more true now than ever. So we have the brand new green Amuro and the original Amuro. So let's talk about new green Londo Bell Amuro. So level 5 1 cost 2/2, burst add to hand, earth fed, Londo Bell, and new type. During your turn, when this unit destroys an enemy unit with battle damage, this unit recovers 2 HP. It's not a link. You just do it. It doesn't have to be in combat. It just has battle damage. So it's very, very good. Well, it still will be combat. Basically, I'm alluding to the effect of the new Gundam. You're not technically attacking using the new Gundam effect, but it still counts as a battle damage and yada, yada, yada. We'll talk about that when we get to the new Gundam, but it's very good. Whenever this kills something, you heal. That's really, really nice. So obviously we're running a full 4 of green Amuro, and then we're running blue Amuro. One of the best cards in the game. Level 4 1 cost 2/1, burst the hand, earth fed, white base, new type, and then when you pair it, you choose an enemy at 5 or less and you rest it, so really good at attacking into stuff. Obviously works very well with new Amuro, and just basically anything in general. And yep, those are the only piles we're running in the deck. We're running 4 of each. This is, in some regards, oops, all Amuro deck. All right, let's talk about, well, I guess we could just talk about, I think everything links with Amuro, for the most part, except for the Keiras here. So I guess we'll talk about all the Amuro links and then talk about the other stuff. But hey, look, almost our entire deck links with Amuro Ray. it's quite good. So let's go ahead and start talking about it. Kicking off with one of the best cards in GDO5 and the standout card in this deck, the LR New Gundam. Level 7/5, cost 5/5 with Breach 5. That's fantastic. All these link with Amuro Ray, so I'm not going to read that out again. But I will read out the ones that are Londo Bell, basically the green ones. But that's really important for this effect in particular. So when you pair it, you can choose 3 Londo Bell cards. So we can choose pilots and bases as well. From our trash, we exile them. If we do, we choose an enemy unit and begin a battle between that unit and this unit, but only perform the damage step. So basically, this is like a fight effect for Magic the Gathering, right? Except in Magic, it just says, you know, fight. This one had to spell it all out because they haven't keyworded it yet. But the idea, obviously, is that you slap on Amuro, preferably the green Amuro, make this into a 7/7, beat up your opponent's thing, kill it, we'll heal for 2 from Amuro, and then we'll breach them. And then we can attack because we linked, hopefully kill something else, heal up, and then breach them again. And that's kind of like the crux of the deck. Just super, super efficient with like the board control, and just having a giant 7/7 that breaches is very, very strong. This is, you know, obviously our big top end of the deck. This is a very aggressive unit-focused deck, and this is kind of like how we close things out. We're also running the Gundam Alex, or the Gundam NT1, level 5, 4 cost 4/4. Once again, links with Amuro. This one has repair 2. And then when paired, you choose a rested enemy unit, ping it for 1, and then if it dies, you get a draw card. Pretty good effect. I've had some difficulty actually getting that ping effect off, but I think it's still worth running 2 copies of this. We're also running the just the rare new Gundam. The alternate art is gorgeous on this one. Level 5, 4 cost 4/4. This one gets Breach 3 during pair, so we like breaching with this deck. And then deploy, if there are 2 more Londo Bell cards on our trash, we get an EX resource. So once again, this is why we want the extra EX resources at hand, just in case. But yeah, this is great. I know some people have gone down on this card in their decks, but I really like it. I think this card's sweet. And the fact that it has Breach is just super, super nice. So I'm still running a 4 of these in my version of the deck. We also have the Re-GZ, level 4, 3 cost 4/2. This one has, when it's destroyed, we look at the top 3 of our deck, and we can put any Londo Bell unit from among them into our hand, and then you bot deck the rest in a random order. Running a full 4 of these as well, because it's great. It's a 4/2, trades pretty well into stuff, and then when it dies, we get additional advantage out of it, which is really, really nice. It only gets Londo Bell stuff, but hey, we're running a lot of Londo Bell stuff. Basically all of our green units, well, most of our green units are Londo Bell. All right, this is some of my spicy tech. This is one that you probably don't see a lot of other people running, but I genuinely really like this card. It is the LR RX-78-2 Gundam from set 1. This is what it normally looks like, but I have a fancy one, so I'm running both. So level 4, 3 cost 3/3, obviously links with Amuro. All of our white-based team units get repair 1. So we have a couple, so it includes this one, and it'll include the starter deck, Grandpa Gundam, the starter deck's RX-78-2. And then when you pair this, if we have 2 or more other units in play, we get a draw card. That happens so often with this deck. We have so many like units in the deck and a bunch of like little chunguses that I often get a draw card from this if I want to pair it at all, which is super nice. I'm only running 2 copies because it's not like the best thing, but in a deck like this where we kind of like spew our hand out because we're being pretty aggressive, I like drawing the cards, man. I think it's sweet. And then of course we're running the original starter deck, RX-78-2, level 4, 3 cost 3/4, repair 2. And then during a turn, all of our units get +1 attack, which is sweet. So it's basically a 6/5 on our turn, pumps up all of our other things, which is really, really nice. Yeah, obviously we're running a full 4 of these as well. Yeah, it's just the classic. And then our final link for Amuro, if it wasn't enough, we have the Re-GZ BWS, which is a level 3 cost 2/2, and then on deploy we get a EX resource. So once again, another way to get more EX resources. So we can actually turbo our stuff out pretty fast. We can actually get to level 7 faster than some other decks. So yeah, pretty good running 3 of those. It's not a great tempo card, but it is a pretty nice like ramp card. All right, and then we have all the rest of our units. It's just 3 different ones. We are running the K-Res Re-GZ, which is a level 3, 2 cost 3/3. Links with K-Ra, we don't care about that. On deploy, we look at the top card of our deck, and we can put it back on the top or the bottom. So this is just a kind of a way to set up future draws. If you look at the top and it's something not very impactful, put it at the bottom. If you look at the top and it's something that we really need, leave it on top. I'm just running 3 copies of this because it's not the most impactful card, but it is a green Londo Bell unit, which is pretty good. We're also running the Zaku 2, the only green card in the deck that is not, or the only green unit that's not Londo Bell. All the other ones were Londo Bell, by the way. Yeah, this is just a super efficient dude. Level 2, 1 cost 1/2. When it attacks, it gets +2 AP. Good base buster. You're going to see this deck, you see this card like every green deck from now on for the most part. It's just crazy good. So, yeah, we're running it here. And then finally for the units, we have the Jegan. This is just the Londo Bell Grunt. Level 2, 1 cost 2/2, Earth-fed Londo Bell. Yep, running 3 of these as well. And that's the units. As you can see, most of the deck is just units and dudes. We're a very board control centric deck. We can be extremely aggressive, and we have just a lot of ways to be both aggressive but also kill our opponent's stuff at the same time, which is pretty nice. This is one of the best decks in the game right now, and you can kind of see why, because we're just so good at pushing advantage, and then also having some sort of sustainability. All right, let's talk about the rest of the deck. It's super simple. I'm running Show of Resolve. There's the fancy SP Show of Resolve with Lala. Level 4, 3 cost, draw 2 cards. I'm running 3 copies of Show of Resolve. I only have one of these fancy, well, I have some other fancy ones. I have a lot of fancy Show of Resolves, actually. But this is the deck that the Lala soon got into. So yeah, we're running 3 copies of this. Why 3 copies? Some people only run 2. I find that I want this often. Maybe I play a little bit too conservatively and trade for board more often, but I do trade for board a lot, and drawing extra cards is nice because I'm usually just slamming stuff down onto the field. So, pretty good. And the cost isn't too bad because we do have some cards that can give us a decent amount of EX resources, so we can cash those in for cards as well. And then the final card is the base, the Raw Calum. I'm just running 4 copies of this one as our base. You have some other options if you want, but I like this one. It's a level 3, 0/5 base, deploy it, shield to hand, burst, you deploy it, and then activate main, rest this base, choose a friendly Londo Bell unit. During this turn, when it receives enemy damage, reduce it by 1. Obviously, that's really good with all of our Londo Bell units, but it's exceptionally good with our Breach Londo Bell units, and it's even better with our new Gundam because it applies for the whole turn, right? It says during this turn, when it receives enemy damage, reduce it by 1. So obviously, the most optimal play, you can even have well, you can't have all 3 of them in your hand. You need the Raw Calum out beforehand because you need an extra resource to do this. But anyway, the idea is that you have the Raw Calum out, you jam your new Gundam, you link it up with Amuro Ray, you have the Raw Calum out first, then you play the new Gundam, then you activate the Raw Calum on the new Gundam, and then you link the Amuro, and then you get the fight effect, you get the fight, the damage is reduced by 1, you get the heal, and then you can attack into another enemy unit, and then, damage is reduced by 1, get the heal, get the breach, all that. Anyway, it works really well. Okay, it works really well with Amuro. And yeah, that's the deck. It's pretty straightforward. Like I said, it's on the easier side to play. There's not a lot of super complicated lines. It's not I don't want to say anyone who pilots the deck is unskilled or anything like that. There obviously is skill expression in any deck, but what I'm saying is it's a lot less complicated than some other strategies that you might see out there. And it's very, very powerful. So if you're like, hey, what's an easy deck to get into that's really good? Hey, here you go. Play this deck. There are other versions of this deck out there that they're a little bit different. I'm running the Set 1 RX-782 that I genuinely really like. I like drawing cards. But some people will run other stuff as well. This is just kind of my take on it. And let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Have you played this deck? Has this deck been terrorizing your meta? Probably. If you play in any major Gundam tournament, you're going to see this deck, and it's probably going to be the most represented deck. But I just figured I'd feature it and talk about it. So, yeah, thank you all so much for watching. The next deck we're doing is probably our G Gundam, our Mobile Fighter G Gundam MF deck. That's another top meta deck, and then after that, we might get a little rogue with it. Maybe experience some pain. So some phantom pain. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment sections down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you for being here and supporting the Gundam content. And we'll see you later.